problem, of course, that they have at this point in time is the fact that when conservatives finally do win, when they finally do win the election box, like I said so many times before, they actually lose because nothing is ever incorporated of a conservative nature within government. Maybe a few economic tweaks like tax cuts and things of that nature, but notice how those things have never really transformed our civilization. But everything the left puts into place transforms our culture, our economics, and our civilization. And what the left has understood, while they play these games, these Potemkin village games publicly about democracy, what the left has understood and the game they've played is this, is that they're going to ram down their values hard. And they will risk losing an election cycle or two in order to get their policies implemented, because they know that the political right are a bunch of cowards when they're in power. Because when the left loses power in DC, it doesn't mean they lose power in culture. That's the interesting thing, right? Because I'll give you a case in point. Obamacare, right? Obamacare is implemented, and even if you had a majority of people, it was pretty close, but I believe there was a majority that didn't like Obamacare. What the left understood is we're going to ram it down your throat, and then when we lose power, we're going to dare you to overturn it while using the media and all the Hollywood and all the forces, the institutions that we have taken over at this point, because the left controls all the institutions, right? Media, government, Hollywood, magazines, and you name it, music industry. We're going to dare you with a barrage of propaganda from the institutions we control. And this strategy works. This is why they're not afraid. You guys are saying here on the right, saying, oh, they've gone too far this time. They've gone too far. Oh, we're going to take back America in 2022, 2024. They want to do this. This has been the plan all along, because they will get through what they want today, just like Obamacare, and they can dare you to change it, to overturn it. And guess what? Republicans, conservatives always fail. They always fail. They never turn things around. That's the irony here. And guess what? Then they put you back in power, and those leftist institutions, right? The media, the press, Hollywood, the music industry, educate, they start to churn the liberal message, the progressive message. They start the slander campaign. They start the malign to the point where, guess what? After 4 years of a Republican president, and this happened with Reagan, now not so much with Reagan, this happened with Bush, and this happened with Trump. You are so exhausted by a campaign to slander the conservatives and the political right and the Republican Party, people throw their hands up in the air. These same people that you claim right now are going to turn out for Republicans, these same people throw their hands up in the air. I'm so exhausted. Can't we all just get along? Can't we just have a change and just get over this and move on? This is what happened at the end of the George Bush campaign, the second term, right? People were so exhausted, they just wanted anybody else. And here comes this unknown candidate with a clean slate, Barack Obama, the first African-American president. It was perfect to fulfill sort of that guilt complex that many Americans have sort of been raised in, and to bring up a candidate that could represent something new and something fresh. Never mind, nobody really knew anything about him. Never mind, he was a far leftist that masked a lot of his principles and ideologies. We could start all over, get over the George W. Bush years, because we were so exhausted after those wars and then this terrible presidency and the media that ran 24-hour cycles to destroy his character. And then guess what? Trump gets elected. And what happens with Trump? It's the same game plan. It's the same game plan. And it's going to be the same game plan going forward. And unless conservatives actually respond on the ground, I'm telling you right now, this dichotomy between ideology and utopianism and what is conservatism on the ground is two different things. Two totally different things, right? The left will probably surrender power, but like we've known about the left for many times, as we're debating all these issues and we're talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, or we're talking about Black Lives Matter, or they're sneaking things through in Congress that we don't see. Little tiny bills that most people don't even notice. Maybe some hardcore bloggers on the internet, but the American people aren't paying attention. We're being distracted by the mainstream media, the same allies that will get to work to destroy conservatives and Republicans once they're in power. They're getting their agenda passed in the dark of the night. And then it's going to come down to conservatives to reverse this garbage at some point. And do they ever reverse it? No, they don't. I mean, let's look at the last few Republican presidencies. What did Ronald Reagan do effectively? Domestically, you got a tax cut passed, right? It's pretty much it, right? And dirty little secret, like I keep saying this, everybody likes tax cuts, starting with the corporations, because usually in America, again, and I'll let the whole notion that the right used to love corporations not that long ago, but the corporations love tax cuts. Liberals love tax cuts. We got a tax cuts under George W. Bush. We got a tax cut under Trump. But apart from that, what do conservatives actually do that is meaningful transformation legislation, but even more so, what do they do to overturn decades-long policies of the left that has been destroying America at its core? Financially, culturally, politically, at the family level? Nothing. Nothing.